Hello class 10th. Hope you all are good and concentrating in your studies. Students, be regular with your studies as well as with your assignments. And today in this video I'm going to continue the same chapter in chemistry, that is your chapter number 3, acids, bases and salts. And in this video I'm going to discuss about the that chemical properties of acids and alkalis, and what is salt and how the salts are formed. Right? Let's start the chapter acid, bases and salt. Now, chemical properties of acids. Acids are whenever acids react with bases, they always give salt and water, right? For example, hydrochloric acid when react with sodium hydroxide, it gives you sodium chloride salt and water. Same way, second is your whenever acids react with active matters like iron, zinc, magnesium or aluminum, they always form salt and hydrogen gas. For example, magnesium when react with dilute sulfuric acid, it always gives you magnesium sulfate and hydrogen gas. If in place of magnesium, zinc is there, so it gives you zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas, right? Or if iron is there, then Fe plus H2SO4 gives you FeSO4 and hydrogen gas. So active matters when react with dilute acids, they always give salt and hydrogen gas. When acids react with carbonates or bicarbonates, means when acids react with metallic carbonates or metallic bicarbonates, then they always form salt, water and carbon dioxide gas. For example, when dilute hydrochloric acid react with sodium carbonate, it always gives you what? Sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide gas. If in place of dilute hydrochloric acid, if dilute sulfuric acid react with magnesium bicarbonate or any other bicarbonate, it always gives salt, that is your what? Magnesium sulfate, then water and carbon dioxide gas. Right? So when acids react with carbonates or bicarbonates, then they always give salt, water and carbon dioxide gas. Now next is your when acids, and all these are properties of dilute acids. When dilute acids react with sulfite, metallic sulfite or metallic bisulfite, then the products are always salt, water and sulfur dioxide. When dilute sulfuric acid react with magnesium sulfite, MgSO3, it always gives you MgSO4, magnesium sulfate, water and sulfur dioxide gas. Same way when dilute hydrochloric acid react with sodium bisulfite, then it gives what? Sodium chloride, water and sulfur dioxide gas. Understood? Now next is your when dilute acids react with sulfide, that is metallic sulfide, they always give what? Salt and hydrogen sulfide gas. Which gas? Hydrogen sulfide gas, and which has a what? Rotten egg smell. Now like dilute sulfuric acid when react with iron 2 sulfide, it gives you iron 2 sulfate and hydrogen sulfide gas. Same way when dilute hydrochloric acid react with zinc sulfide, it gives you zinc chloride and hydrogen sulfide gas. Understood? Next is your chemical properties of bases, especially alkalis when react with ammonium salt. They always give salt, water and ammonia gas. Just learn this sentence that alkalis when react with ammonium salts, they always give salt, water and ammonia gas. For example, when sodium hydroxide is an alkali when react with ammonium chloride, it gives you sodium chloride, that salt NaCl, and water is formed and ammonia gas is formed. When potassium hydroxide, which is an alkali, react with ammonium nitrate, it gives you potassium nitrate plus water and ammonia gas. Same way calcium hydroxide when react with ammonium carbonate, it gives you calcium carbonate, water and ammonia gas. Next is your sodium hydroxide when react with ammonium sulfate, It gives what? Sodium sulfate, water and ammonia gas. All these four what salts are, but these are called ammonium salts. NH4Cl, ammonium chloride, ammonium nitrate, ammonium carbonate and ammonium sulfate. And whenever they react with any alkali, they always give salt, water and ammonia gas. Understood? This is your when alkalis react with salt solutions, especially which alkalis? Sodium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide. When these two alkalis when react with some salt solutions, they always give salt and insoluble hydroxide, that is the precipitate of insoluble hydroxide is formed, right? And which is used in analytical chemistry. For example, when sodium hydroxide react with copper 2 chloride, it gives you sodium chloride and blue precipitate of copper hydroxide is formed, which is insoluble. Ammonium hydroxide, which is another alkali, when react with iron 2 sulfate, it gives you dirty green precipitate of iron 2 hydroxide and ammonium sulfate. This is your what? Salt. Another salt is formed and a precipitate of iron 2 hydroxide is formed. Understood? This is your neutralization reaction. It is the process due to which H ions of an acid react with completely with hydroxyl ions of a base to give salt and water only. That process is called neutralization reaction. During neutralization, the hydrogen ion or proton from the acid is neutralized by the hydroxyl ion from the alkali to form a water molecule. Thus, HCl donate what? H ion to OH ion of NaOH, which accept the proton forming this water. Understood? Next is your some uses of acids and bases. Acids, boric acid is used as an eye wash. Citric acid is used for food preservative, right? And oxalic acid is used as an ink stain remover. Carbonic acid, all of you know, it is what present in all the your soft drinks, and it is used for what flavoring the drinks. Tartaric acid is used in baking powder, and acetic acid or vinegar, sirka, is used in cooking and preservative both. And hydrochloric acid is used in pickling of metals. Right? Now, uses of bases. Sodium hydroxide is used in manufacturing of soap, while calcium hydroxide is used in manufacturing of bleaching powder. Magnesium hydroxide is used as an antacid. Actually, it helps in neutralizing the acidity. That is why the tablet of Dizene, which we use during our gastric problems, it contains this magnesium hydroxide. Next is your aluminum hydroxide is used in fire extinguishers, and calcium hydroxide is used in softening of water, and ammonium hydroxide is used in removing grease stains from the cloths. This is your indicators. What are indicators? Actually, indicators are weak organic compounds. They may be acids or bases which change color in accordance with the pH of the solution. Right? And what is pH? pH value represents the strength of acids and alkalis expressed in terms of hydrogen ion concentration. As a definition of pH is not in your syllabus, so no need to learn the definition of pH. Only you should know the pH value. If a solution is neutral, means water has pH value 7. If pH value is less than 7, then the solution would be acidic, and if the pH value is more than 7, then it is basic in nature. Next is your color changes by indicators. Acids turn blue litmus paper to red, while acids turn methyl orange, which is orange in color, to pink, while phenolphthalein solution is colorless, and in presence of acidic solution, it will remain colorless. Right? But if we are talking about bases or alkalis always turn red litmus to blue, and methyl orange to yellow, right? And phenolphthalein solution in presence of alkaline solution turn to pink. So you have to learn these indicators. Now these indicators are called what? Common acid base indicator. Which one? Litmus, methyl orange and phenolphthalein solutions, right? While pH paper or solutions are called universal indicators. pH ranges from 0 to 14, where 7 is a pH value of 7 is a neutral. If you move from 7 to left hand side, then the solution would become acidic. Means if a pH value of a solution is 5 or 6 or 4, then it is weak acid. But if the pH value is 1 or 2, then it is strong acid, right? Same way, when we move from 7 to 14 on right hand side, then alkalinity increases. Means if a solution has pH value 8 or 9, then it is weak alkali, and if the solution pH value is 13 or 14, then it is strong alkaline. Understood? Now next is your definition of salt. What is salt? A salt is a compound formed by partial or complete replacement of the replaceable hydrogen ion of an acid by the metallic ion or ammonium ion is called a salt. For example, these are the acids. First is your hydrochloric acid, then nitric acid, then sulfuric acid, and then carbonic acid. If you remove this H by any metal, then what is formed? A salt is formed. For example, H is removed by sodium, then it forms what? NaCl. If you remove the H by potassium, it forms KCl. If you remove this H by magnesium, you will get magnesium chloride, right? If you remove this hydrogen by zinc, you will get zinc chloride. If you remove this hydrogen by iron, then you will get iron 2 chloride, right? Or you can remove this hydrogen by ammonium ion. So what you will get? NH4Cl. So what these are? All these are what? Salts, right? Same way, if hydrogen ion of an acid is removed by any metallic ion or ammonium ion, then they form nitrate salts. Understood? In case of sulfuric acid, two types of salts are formed. That is your, either you can get when it is partially replaced, then it forms sodium bisulfate, that is your acid salt. Or if it is completely replaced, this hydrogen ion of an acid, then you what you will get? That is your normal salt, sodium sulfate. Same way with ammonium, NH4 whole twice SO4 or ZnSO4. Understood? Or calcium sulfate. Same way here with carbonic acid, you can get what? Na2CO3 or NaHCO3, K2CO3 potassium carbonate or potassium bicarbonate or ammonium carbonate, right? So what all these are what? Salts. So what are salts? Salts are the compound which are formed by partial or complete replacement of hydrogen ion of an acid by the metallic ion or ammonium ion. Understood? Next is your types of salt. There are actually 5 types of salts are there, but in your syllabus only 3 types of salts are there. That is your acid salts, normal salts and basic salts. So what are acid salts? The salts which are formed by partial replacement of the replaceable hydrogen ion of an acid molecule by a basic radical. It may be what metallic or ammonium ion is called acid salt. And for example, this sodium bisulfate, sodium bicarbonate, sodium bisulfite are what? Acid salts. Next is your normal salts. What are normal salts? These are the salts formed by complete replacement of hydrogen ion of an acid molecule by the basic radical. Then which salt is formed? Normal salts, right? And third is your what? Basic salts. Basic salts are salts formed by partial replacement of hydroxyl radical of a diacidic or triacidic base with an acid radical, and it always contain a metallic ion and hydroxyl ion and anion. So basic salts contain what? 3 types of ions: cations, hydroxyl ions, and what? Anion. Understood? Okay, thank you, children.